Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video. And today guys, of course I'm going to talk about this match between Dominic Thiem and Rafael Nadal. Dominic Thiem defeating Rafael Nadal in Barcelona. Is this an upset or not? Exactly like the title is saying. What do I think about this? Do I believe that this win from Dominic Thiem against Rafael Nadal is an upset in tennis or not? Because I read in different social medias that people are calling this an upset, and some people are saying, some articles in different social medias is writing Rafael Nadal gets stunned by Dominic Thiem. What do I think about all this, guys? I absolutely don't think this is an upset, guys. Absolutely not. You cannot call an upset for when a player who is world number 5 defeats a player who is world number 2 in the world. To take just one example, I have more, of course. Or a player who has defeated Nadal on clay 3 times before, 2016 one time, 2017 one time, and 2018 one time. And now, of course, he is defeating Nadal for the 4th time in his career. You cannot call an upset when you count all these things that I did. We have more. You cannot call an upset a player who we have seen in the past, a player who has played the French Open final in the past, which Dominic Thiem has done. He did that last year, which he lost to Nadal in straight sets. An upset, guys, it is a totally different thing. An upset is when a player defeats a guy and when you don't count with it. Even before this match started between Rafael Nadal and Dominic Thiem, I read in some social different medias, and you can read guys from the fans, because I read a lot, because I am a big tennis lover and tennis nerd and tennis guru. Call it what you want. I am all of them. And you can read before this match started that many people believed actually in Dominic Thiem that he will win. Of course, some believed in Rafa Nadal, of course, as well. But Dominic Thiem had many people who believed in him that he would defeat Rafa Nadal in this match, actually. And I'm one of them, to be quite honest, guys. I even did a video a couple of days ago when I said that the Dominic Thiem will have a great shot to defeat Rafa Nadal in the semifinals. If Rafa doesn't raise his level, Dominic Thiem will for sure beat him, and which he did. And even earlier today, a friend of mine asked me, what do you think about this match? Who do you believe will win? He asked me. And I said, I think Dominic Thiem will win. That's the truth, guys. I really said those words to him. Because I had that feeling that Dominic Thiem would win this match. First of all, he has defeated Rafa Nadal 3 times before, like I said earlier, on clay all the times. It was 8-3 to Rafa in the head-to-head. Now it is, of course, 8-4. But before this match, it was 8-3 to Rafa, and Dominic Thiem has defeated Rafa 3 times on clay, 2016, 17, and 18. And he is the second player in the world who has defeated Rafa Nadal most times on clay. It is Gaston a former Argentine player who has defeated Rafa Nadal 3 times on clay. Fabio Fognini, of course, 3 times on clay, has defeated Rafa Nadal. And Dominic Thiem, 3 times on clay before this match. Now it is, of course, 4 times that Dominic Thiem has defeated Rafa on clay. The player who has defeated Rafa most times on clay, it is, of course, Novak Djokovic. He has defeated Rafa 7 times on clay. So, when you have a player who has defeated a guy this many times on clay, you can't possibly say it's an upset. And especially not in an event like this in Barcelona, where the event is where the tournament is 3 sets. It is not a 5 sets tournament. It is not a Grand Slam. Like I've told you guys so many times before, to defeat Rafa Nadal in 3 sets and to defeat him in 5 sets, it's totally 2 different worlds. Not only on clay, but in all surfaces actually. But of course, especially on clay. So, this is definitely not an upset, guys, like not many, but like some people around the world seems to believe. This is not an upset. The match against Fognini last week in Monte Carlo, that was an upset. I even did a video about that. And I called and I said that this is an upset because, alright, Fognini has defeated Rafa Nadal before, we know that. It was in 2015, 2 times before on clay, before that Monte Carlo semi-final. But Fognini is not Dominic Thiem. He is not as good as Dominic Thiem. All respect to Fognini. He's a great talent and shot maker who has really great, good ground strokes, both from the forehand and from the backhand, especially from the backhand. But he is not as good as Dominic Thiem. He is not as talented as Dominic Thiem. So the Fognini win last week against Nadal in Monte Carlo, that was an upset. I didn't see that coming, to be quite honest, guys. And you know me, guys, I'm always honest. But this one against Dominic Thiem, I did see this coming. I was not sure. You can never be sure in tennis, guys. But I had Dominic Thiem as the winner before this match started. I was not sure, but my feeling, my gut told me that Dominic Thiem would win this match, and he did so. What can we say about the match in general? Is Rafa Nadal so bad, or is Dominic Thiem so good in this match? Was Rafa Nadal really bad in this match, or was Dominic Thiem really good? In my opinion, guys, Dominic Thiem was really, really, really good. He was really vintage, guys. He was supreme, guys. I was really, really impressed by Dominic Thiem's performance. I was not surprised by Dominic Thiem's performance because I've seen him play good tennis before, and especially on clay. So I was not surprised. But if someone believes that Rafa Nadal was really, really horrible, then those people doesn't know tennis, guys. Rafa Nadal, he probably was not at his best. Most likely he was not at his best. I can accept. But if someone believes that Rafa was really horrible in this match against Dominic Thiem, then those people don't really know tennis. Rafa Nadal was definitely better in this match against Dominic Thiem what he was against Fognini last week. That's for sure. And the stats are proving that, guys. Rafa did 21 winners against Dominic Thiem and only 23 unforced errors, and served 72% first serves in. These are really good numbers, guys. These are not bad numbers. To compare that with when Rafa lost to Fognini in Monte Carlo last week, where Rafa only made 10 winners, guys. Only 10 winners, not more. And did 25 unforced errors. 25 unforced errors. And served, I believe, if I'm not wrong, 69 first serves in against Fognini. So everything Rafa did So everything Rafa did against Dominic Thiem in this match, he did better than what he did against Fognini last week. So it was definitely a better Rafa Nadal we saw in this match against Dominic Thiem, which he lost, of course, to compare with Fognini when Rafa lost to the Italian last week. So Rafa did much better match in this match against Dominic Thiem. That's for sure. And the numbers are proving exactly that. But he just faced a better player for the day. He just faced a player who really played good, heavy, solid tennis. Just look at the numbers, guys. Dominic Thiem produced 31 winners. That is unbelievable. To do 31 winners on clay in 2 sets, the slowest surface that we have in tennis, it is really impressive, guys. I am impressed. I really am. And Dominic Thiem only did 23 unforced errors. He did as many unforced errors as Rafa did. So the unforced errors stats was exactly the same. But the winners, Dominic Thiem did 10 more winners than Rafa Nadal. That's it, guys. So that was a big difference in the match. Dominic Thiem just did more winners than Rafa Nadal. The unforced errors stats was the same, 23 each. And the serving was similar as well. Rafa Nadal served 72% first serve in, and Dominic Thiem served 71% first serve in. But we have here, I'm going to tell the different on the second serves. Rafa Nadal only wins 43% of the second serves, guys. Only 43. To compare that with Dominic Thiem, who won 69 of the second serves, guys. When he put the second serves in play, he won 69% of the points. So that is a big difference. The winners are a big difference. Dominic Thiem did 10 more winners than Rafa Nadal. And the second serves percentage of wins points are a big difference as well, guys. Rafa Nadal only wins 43% of the second serves, and Dominic Thiem wins 69 of the second serves percentage. So that's a big difference, to say the least. All in all, Dominic Thiem was a much better player than Rafa Nadal. Maybe not much, but he was definitely a better player than Rafa Nadal. I'm hugely impressed by Dominic Thiem's performance. My God, he hammers the ball. He hits the ball so hard. Rafa Nadal didn't do a bad match. Absolutely not. But he just faced a much better player on this day, guys. Rafa Nadal would probably have had defeated, in my opinion, most of players in the world with this kind of performance, with 21 winners, 23 unforced errors, 72% first serves in. But it is just to face the truth, guys. When you face Dominic Thiem with this heavy striking on the ball, with this hard hitting, and with these few unforced errors, 23, and with this many winners, 31, it is just to face the truth, guys. The hard hitting Austrian is unstoppable then, guys. Not even the king of clay, and not even the greatest clay court player of all time, with 57 clay court titles to his name, can stop this heavy force. He really can't, guys, because Dominic Thiem, he plays so heavy. He hits the ball so hard. He doesn't play, he plays with so heavy ground strokes, both from the forehand side and the backhand side. And when he hits this hard and this clean, and he makes a lot of balls in play, and he plays with depth as well, It is impossible to stop him, guys. It's really impossible. He makes 15 winners with the forehand, and he makes 11 winners with the backhand, and he makes 5 serve aces. All in all, 31 winners. What can you do, guys? And Barcelona is not of course it's clay and it's slow, but it's not as slow as Monte Carlo, and it's not as slow as French Open. Rome, Madrid, and Barcelona are pretty fast clay court tournaments. And then you get when you have as heavy ground strokes as Dominic Thiem have, then you will get rewarded, guys. You will get rewarded with a lot of winners like Dominic Thiem got, 31 winners. In my opinion, when Dominic Thiem plays this vintage tennis, this powerful tennis, he is unstoppable. He is unstoppable. Not even the king of clay, not even the greatest clay court of all time can stop him, guys. If Dominic Thiem can maintain this level, he will not be defeated, not even in French Open, guys. I am really serious. He will not be defeated, even not in French Open. But the thing is with Dominic Thiem, he is not consistent. That is his biggest Achilles heel. He is not consistent. We saw him in Indian Wells play unbelievable tennis and defeated Roger Federer in the final with massive ground strokes, with heavy ground strokes from both forehand side and backhand side, pushing Roger Federer deep from corner to corner, and defeated the Swiss superstar in 3 sets. But then in Miami he lost, I think, in the first or second round, pretty early at least he lost. And then he lost pretty early in Monte Carlo as well. Even though he didn't lose to a bad player, Dusan Lajovic, he went on to go to the final later on in Monte Carlo and lost to the champion Fognini. So, but what I want to say is that Dominic Thiem's biggest Achilles heel, it is his consistency level. He is not super consistent. But when he is hitting the ball clean, when he holds his unforced errors low, then guys, he is unstoppable. Especially on clay, his best surface. So this clay court season, guys, is getting really interesting. This year's clay court season, guys, it's not as predictable like we are used to when Rafa Nadal does win all the clay court tournaments, basically more or less. He did win all the clay court tournaments last year, besides one tournament he lost in Madrid last year. I think that was the only clay court tournament that he didn't win. He lost to Dominic Thiem last year in Madrid. And in 2017, he won all the clay court tournaments as well, besides the Rome. He lost to Dominic Thiem in Rome in 2017. And this year in 2019, guys, Rafa Nadal has lost already 2 times, and that has not happened in many years, what I can recall. So this year's clay court season is getting really interesting, guys. It's getting not as predictable like we are used to. So I'm like a tennis lover. I'm loving this, guys. I am tired of seeing predictable clay court seasons. So we are having different champions. We had Fabio Fognini as champion in Monte Carlo. Now we're going to have a different champion here in Barcelona. I think it will be Dominic Thiem who will win the final tomorrow against Daniil Medvedev. All respect to Daniil Medvedev, he's a great ball striker with a very low unforced errors, but he doesn't do a lot of winners, at least not as many winners as Dominic Thiem. And I don't know how he will stop Dominic Thiem's heavy ground strokes, both from the forehand side and the backhand side. I don't know, maybe if he can leak a lot of unforced errors from Dominic Thiem, but my feeling is that Dominic Thiem will make the point pretty short and he will do a lot of winners. Daniil Medvedev. If he could do 3-1 winners against one of the greatest defensive players of all time, Rafa Nadal, especially on clay, why should he not do at least as many winners as against Nadal? The same against Medvedev in the final. So my prediction is that Dominic Thiem will win his 13th title against Medvedev tomorrow in the final. So, and let's see what happens. But is Rafa Nadal still a favorite in the French Open? He must be, guys. He must be. French Open is a different tournament. It is a 5 sets tournament. But one thing is for sure, he is not a heavy favorite. He really is not a heavy favorite, guys. He has lost 2 clay court matches so far this season. One against Fabio Fognini in Monte Carlo and now against Dominic Thiem. But Rafa Nadal is a vulnerable favorite in French Open, in my opinion. A vulnerable favorite, not a heavy favorite. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and see you next time. Bye bye.